Introducing Smarticus. You mean Christian Eric Arnie Meyer? I sure do. Anyway, so look how aged I am. Look at my eyes, particularly. I'm at McDonald's, and they like to try to age me with their ventilation system. Oh, wow, they didn't look like that. See how my face dropped? Oh no. Watch this. I'm going to show you some proof from 9/11, getting all the perpetrators. I'm going to show you proof from 9/11 last night, 9/11 p.m., Sunday, May 4th, 2025, and it's Cinco de Mayo. Mexicans! And anyways, so what I do is try to get all organized crime, get the next of kin for organized crime, given all apparatus choice, next of kin letters, or stop crime. Wow, hopefully they choose correctly this time. Historically, have they chose, when I gave all apparatus, like so police, military, and spies, and politicians, when I gave them a choice to get their family's next of kin letter or stop crime, how historically, how well did they perform worldwide? Oh wow, let's see, so new choices. So I'm going to show you exactly how young and beautiful I was last night. There I am. Okay, so it's once again May 4th, 2025, Sunday at 9:11 p.m. You know why I was so young and beautiful then? Because I was outside all day and they couldn't gas me, and there's no concentrates. I'm going to concentrate your problem. I'm a force multiplier. I'm going to exasperate is the word. So here's how I woke up. You know, I had to sleep inside. So there's me at 9/11. Once again, this is 9/11. So here is me. Okay, let's see what time this was. So this is shortly after 9:40. So I was inside somewhere, so you can see how I'm starting to get gassed, like the wrinkles on my forehead. I'm starting to get gassed at that point by the ventilation system. And then here's how I woke up. You can see more wrinkles on my forehead, and you can see how my eyes are starting to get wrinkled because I was inside. The government of Canada poisons me with ventilation. And then, so here's I woke up looking all gas. Well, when was this one? This was looking not too bad, actually. This was 9:40. So this is, once again, no wrinkles there. And on this side, on the left side of my face. And then here's I woke up looking gas. Look at, from sleeping inside, look at the bag. This is all poison, from poison. Look at how big my cheeks are. They gave me a wrinkle along there that I don't have normally. And then 9:40 last night I didn't have, or 9/11. And then on this side I have a bag under my eye from getting gassed in the ventilation system. They made me have to sleep in an ATM booth. So, and let's see yesterday's ATM. You mean it happened there too? Fucking right it did. You mean I got proof and I'm gonna execute people for attempt of regicide in the future? Fucking right I am. Am I a funny guy? You damn right. You mean you watch Police Academy as a boy, so you like the Emily Mortimer Johnson? There's my son. Look at how tough this guy is. They gave him a gut though for his physique. He doesn't have a gut. He's in great shape, but he should be ripped. He should have a six-pack. So let's see. Where was it? I just got this phone, so let's see how gassed I was at this point. So this was May 2nd. I look different every day because there's different regional rapists near me. So look at how mangled I look in this one. Okay, look at my eyes. Holy. Let's see. I must have woke up. This must be in the morning. Yeah, 5:55 a.m. Wow, this must have been at the shelter. Look at how mangled I was. Look at the wrinkle on my forehead was more pronounced. Look at my eye right there that I don't have at any other point. This is the Sault Ste. Marie shelter in Ontario. And then look at how mangled I am there. Holy, you mean the guy that stops generational pedophiles, but they pretend to be him so they live? And there we go. So once again, let's see. Well, anyways, 9/11 yesterday at 9:40. You can see me, and so I guess I'll look at all these pictures real fast. Let's see. So again, all you people that are hijacking individually, every one of you, I'm gonna get you. Thy sloth to die. Thy sloth to die. I'll slaughter you. Thy's law to die. You know, wow, look at that. Getting all them. Getting all them. Getting all them. Wow. Went back that. Oh, skewed the rhythm. They didn't like that. That's why I couldn't swipe over. Oh, getting doubling down. Getting all these perpetrators. All my perpetrators and all my perpetards. Getting them. Yeah, that's what I look like. This is when they make me ass squint based on how stupid they are. And ass squint is when you're finished going number 2 or taking a crap, and you're trying to squint out or squeeze out the last little bit of shit, or your anus puckers up because you're so shocked. Like that. There we go. Getting all these perpetrators where. So whenever I slow down, still getting them out. Yeah. You mean a dentist advised me to have my chip fixed and then they broke it on me? Wow. On Green Street by Bay. In the 90s, early 2000s. Getting all the blurry ones. Yeah, there we go. Thy's law to die. Thy's law to die. You know what? My grandfather would be like, hey. My grandfather, my maternal grandfather would be like, I might say something, he'd be like, thy's law to die. I'd be like, oh, what does that mean? I'll slaughter you. But it's not like he was like, thy's law to die, Christian. Right? It's not like he said that and I ran and hid under my bed or anything, right? He didn't do that, but he would just say it like as a matter of fact, like, thy's law to die. Right, we just piss him off, right? Because we're kids, right? We had too much energy for old people, right? That's all it is. It's you were I was the remote. You know, you when you're a kid, you're the one that fixed the technology, right? It's like, oh, the TV's not working. You're the antenna for a bit, right? We had 13 channels and UFF. Well, it was something like that, UF or UV or, you know, be 13, and now there's like thousands of channels on TV. So it was kind of sucked them, but it was kind of good in a way because it taught you patience, right? Like when you had to wait till Sunday or Saturday or Friday for your show to come on. It's not like some of the apps nowadays where you could watch the whole season and like, you know, like I liked House of Cards, the American version, and you know, I'd watch the whole season in like 2 days and then have to wait a year to watch, right? So that's the thing, right? But in the 80s and 90s, it was like everybody watched the same thing because that was all that was on TV in the West, right? Like, so everybody watched, say The Cosby Show was big, say Archie Bunker, Sanford and Son. Maybe Night Court was. I wasn't allowed to watch Night Court, but John Larroquette, he was funny. Bull Shannon, and that was a fun show. Night Court. My parents didn't realize it. Like whenever the babysitters were there, it was like, oh, we're allowed to watch Benny Hill, right? So we'd watch Benny Hill, and then I came across when my babysitters were there, my parents were there, was Eddie Murphy's Raw and Delirious at like under 8. Hamana. Right, it was pretty, it influenced my, and then Police Academy influenced me comedically. There was 2 characters, I believe, in that show, right? Like there's, what's his name? What is his name? I know Warren Johnson, but what is the white guy's name? He talked like, he talked, he'd be like talking, and then he would do stuff like that, right? Like, but he's funny, right? If you do observational comedy, but it's like, what are you talking about, guys? Right? And then you're walking, but I'm not mentally disabled, so I guess I shouldn't do that, right? You know what though? People make the mentally disabled. Every time my face changes, people die. Every time my face changes, I kill a human hijacker halfway through my sentence. Oh, they didn't like that. They're you know, they're expecting me to do it here. I'm like, I'm gonna do it right there. I'm gonna get them right now. the pivot thought. With the pivot thoughts. And the best thing about it is once they're dead, they can't hijack me anymore. Because guess what? Carjacking is illegal. Wow, carjacking is illegal. So that means if you can't run up to a car and hijack that car, kick the person out, or push them to the passenger seat and then take over that car, you can't do that legally? Fucking right you can't. Oh, so the government of Canada thinks for spitting, they could hijack a human body? My face is going to look shocked if they do. Oh. Well, now Mark Carney's going to look like a deer in the headlights. Pinned down. Carney's pinned down. And then all strokes on the internet incriminate him. Wow, that's strange. So they think if you spit, when I spit out rape fluid, they think they could hijack my human body. Wow. So, wow, in Canada, we have this fancy little thing called the Charter of Rights. Oh, wow, Charter of Rights. You know what? And we have this other little fancy thing called freedom of thought. Oh, wow. So that means legally in our Charter of Rights, you can't hijack people's thoughts. Wow. You mean Canada doesn't officially condone torture? We don't send people to Guantanamo Bay and fucking waterboard them. Right? We have no death penalty officially. But you mean Canada could regulate in Canada on our tobacco, our cigarettes, they're like, every year a small city of 45,000 people die, and we could regulate it so they can't put those chemicals in the tobacco, but we choose not to. We can make it so they can never sell tobacco with those type of chemicals on our soil, but we choose not to because we want 45,000 Canadians to die every day just so we can tell you to stop smoking. Fuck you. You know what? Champex. It's a brand in Canada. And the fancy thing about Champex is it will help you quit smoking. You may have suicidal thoughts. It's like, fuck, I'm just trying to quit smoking. I don't want to commit suicide. Why would you buy Champex? And especially when the suicidal thoughts are being played by people that are making you try to have suicidal thoughts. So that being said, so for good people in the world, if you once, like, depression is you stop doing the things that you like doing, right? Like if you, like for me, I like poker, right? So just say if I was depressed in a funk, right? Like, because unfortunately in the wintertime in Canada you could get into a funk because it's called seasonal affective disorder because you don't get enough sunlight basically. Like it gets dark too early, and like I had a job where in the wintertime I'd go to work in the dark, work all day in the dark, and then get home in the dark. So for like months I didn't see sunlight, barely, only on my days off, right? So when I was working like those shifts, right? Well, I worked days and nights, don't get me wrong. So there was, say, half the winter I wouldn't have seen sunlight that much. But anyways, so that being said, when you feel depression coming on, right? When you just feel like unmotivated and you feel like you can't do things, like you don't want to do things, you have to force yourself to do them. If not, you're only getting, it's like a snowball, like a kid building a snowman, right? You start out with a little ball and then you roll it and then it compounds and gets bigger, right? So compounding means it gets bigger, right? So you don't want to compound your problems because they get bigger, and you don't want to compound your depression because it'll get worse, right? So you have to do the things you like doing, that are legal, right? And so basically, if you like eating ice cream, or you like going out and going to the game, if you're a guy or whatever, you have to do it, even if you don't want to do it. You got to force yourself to do it because you're going to hate to do it. The whole time there, you're like, I don't even want to do it. You're going to hate it. You're going to resist the entire time. But after that experience, you're going to be like, fuck, I'm glad I did it. I'm glad I did that, right? And then, because when you're depressed, you want to sleep lots, right? So you don't sleep. Like, sleep till you're refreshed, but then it's like force yourself to do the things you love doing. Then you get out of your depression. Right? It's like you're in the deep end when you have a depression. Then every time you do something you enjoy, it's like swimming to the shallow end, and now you got the stairs. You can get out of the depression in the pool, back to your normal life, without any medication.